The global automotive industry is in deep trouble. Once a symbol of industrial might and economic strength, it now faces unprecedented challenges that threaten its very foundation. Headlines scream about plant closures and financial losses. Major manufacturers are reporting record losses, and the ripple effects are being felt across the entire supply chain. Images of empty car dealerships and idle factories flood our screens. These once bustling hubs of activity now stand eerily silent, a stark reminder of the industry's current plight. This is not just a blip in the market but a full-blown crisis. The economic downturn has hit the automotive sector hard, and recovery seems a distant hope. The old giants of the industry are teetering on the brink, and the future looks uncertain. Iconic brands that once dominated the market are now struggling to stay afloat. We see the evidence everywhere. From the boardrooms of major corporations to the streets filled with aging vehicles, the signs of distress are impossible to ignore. Monthly payments for new cars have skyrocketed, reaching an average of $740. This surge in costs is pushing many potential buyers out of the market. Consumers are holding onto their old vehicles longer, priced out of the new car market. The used car market is booming, but it's a temporary fix for a deeper problem. Even luxury brands are feeling the pinch, with sales in key markets like China plummeting. The high-end segment, once immune to economic shifts, is now vulnerable. The industry is facing a perfect storm of challenges. Supply chain disruptions, changing consumer preferences, and the rise of new car brands are all contributing to the turmoil. Fierce competition from new players, especially in the electric vehicle sector, is reshaping the landscape. Traditional automakers are struggling to keep up with the pace of innovation. The old ways of doing business are no longer working, and the automakers who fail to adapt risk being left behind. Innovation and adaptability are now the keys to survival in this rapidly changing industry. One of the biggest blows to the automotive industry has been the ongoing semiconductor shortage. Semiconductors are essential components in modern cars, powering everything from infotainment systems to safety features. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, it disrupted global supply chains and created a massive backlog in semiconductor production. This shortage has had a crippling effect on car production. Automakers have been forced to idle factories, delay new model launches, and even remove features from vehicles in order to conserve chips. The result has been a sharp decline in the availability of new cars, driving up prices and frustrating consumers. Analysts predict that the chip shortage could last well into 2025. This means that the automotive industry will continue to face production challenges for the foreseeable future. Automakers are scrambling to secure their supply chains and find alternative sources of semiconductors, but the situation remains precarious. The decline in car sales is most evident in two key markets, China and Europe. China, once the world's largest car market, has seen sales plummet in recent months. Economic uncertainty, rising inflation, and a crackdown on consumer lending have all dampened demand. In Europe, stricter emissions regulations and rising energy costs have made it more expensive to own and operate a car. Consumers are hesitant to make big purchases in the face of economic headwinds, leading to a slump in car sales. The loss of these two crucial markets has been a major blow to global automakers. Companies that were once heavily reliant on sales in China and Europe are now struggling to find new growth opportunities. While traditional automakers are struggling, a new breed of car company is emerging from China. Companies like BYD, NIO, and XPeng are rapidly gaining market share with their innovative and affordable electric vehicles. Chinese automakers have several advantages over their established rivals. They have access to a vast domestic market and government support. They are also more nimble and adaptable, able to bring new models to market quickly and at lower costs. The rise of Chinese automakers is a major threat to the established order of the global automotive industry. Companies like Ford and Volkswagen are now facing fierce competition in their own backyards from these new players. Section 5. The Electric Revolution, a Promise and a Burden. The automotive industry is in the midst of a major transformation, driven by the shift towards electric vehicles. Governments around the world are pushing for cleaner transportation, and consumers are increasingly interested in the environmental and performance benefits of electric vehicles. However, the transition to electric vehicles is not without its challenges. Electric cars are still more expensive to produce than gasoline-powered vehicles, and the lack of charging infrastructure remains a barrier for many consumers. Automakers are investing heavily in electric vehicle development and production, but it is a costly and uncertain endeavor. The transition to electric vehicles is a major gamble for the automotive industry. Companies that are slow to adapt risk being left behind, while those that embrace the change have the opportunity to become leaders in the new era of mobility. Section 6. Factories fall silent, the human cost of change. The crisis in the automotive industry is not just about numbers and balance sheets, it's about people's lives. As factories close and production lines fall silent, thousands of workers are losing their jobs. In traditional car-making hubs like Detroit, Michigan and Luton, England, unemployment rates are climbing as the industry contracts. The ripple effects of these job losses are felt throughout entire communities as businesses close and local economies suffer. The transition to EVs is also likely to result in significant job losses in the long term. Electric cars require fewer parts and less labor to assemble than gasoline-powered vehicles. This means that many of the jobs that have sustained the automotive industry for decades may soon disappear. Section 7. What's a car buyer to do? Navigating the crisis. For consumers, the crisis in the automotive industry presents both challenges and opportunities. The landscape has changed dramatically and buyers need to adapt to these new conditions. On the one hand, the shortage of new cars has driven up prices and made it more difficult to find the vehicle you want. Dealerships are struggling to keep up with demand, and the few cars that are available often come with a hefty price tag. On the other hand, there are deals to be had for savvy buyers who are willing to shop around and be flexible. Patience and persistence can pay off, especially if you are open to considering different makes and models. If you are in the market for a new car, it is important to do your research and be prepared to negotiate. Utilize online resources to compare prices and read reviews. Knowledge is power, and being well-informed can give you an edge in negotiations. Consider buying a used car instead of a new one. The used car market offers a wide range of options, and prices have not been affected by the chip shortage to the same extent. You might find a great deal on a reliable vehicle with low mileage. Used car prices have remained relatively stable, making them a viable alternative for many buyers. Additionally, certified pre-owned programs can provide added peace of mind with warranties and thorough inspections. If you are considering buying an EV, it's important to weigh the pros and cons. Electric vehicles offer long-term savings on fuel and maintenance, but the initial cost and infrastructure requirements can be significant. Be aware that there may be long wait times for delivery due to high demand and production delays. Planning ahead and being patient can help you navigate these challenges. You should also factor in the cost of installing a home charger. This can be a significant investment, but it is essential for the convenience of charging your vehicle at home. Research the availability of public charging stations in your area. Having access to a network of chargers can make owning an EV more practical and convenient. By staying informed and flexible, you can make the best decision for your needs in this evolving market. Section 8. The road ahead. Uncertainty and transformation. The future of the automotive industry is uncertain. With rapid technological advancements and shifting consumer preferences, the landscape is more unpredictable than ever before. The challenges facing the industry are significant, and it is unclear which companies will emerge from the crisis as winners. Economic pressures, supply chain disruptions, and environmental regulations add layers of complexity. However, one thing is certain: the industry is undergoing a period of profound transformation. The rise of EVs, driven by the need for sustainable solutions, is reshaping the market dynamics. The growing importance of software and technology is revolutionizing how cars are designed, built, and experienced by consumers. Autonomous driving and connectivity are no longer futuristic concepts but present-day realities. The emergence of new competitors, including tech giants and innovative startups, are all reshaping the automotive landscape. These new players bring fresh perspectives and disruptive ideas. The companies that are able to adapt to these changes and meet the evolving needs of consumers will be the ones that thrive in the years to come. Flexibility and innovation will be key to survival and success. The road ahead will be bumpy, but it is also full of opportunity. Navigating these challenges requires vision, resilience, and a willingness to embrace change. The automotive industry has a long history of innovation and resilience, having weathered numerous storms and emerged stronger each time. This legacy provides a foundation of hope and determination. There is no doubt that it will find a way to navigate the current crisis and emerge stronger on the other side. The journey will be challenging, but the potential for growth and reinvention is immense. Section 9. Beyond the headlines, a call to awareness. The crisis in the automotive industry is a complex issue with far-reaching consequences. It is important to look beyond the headlines and understand the underlying forces that are driving this transformation. As consumers, we have a role to play in shaping the future of mobility. By making informed choices about the vehicles we buy and how we use them, we can support the development of sustainable and equitable transportation solutions. The crisis in the automotive industry is a wake-up call. It is a reminder that the status quo is not sustainable and that we need to rethink our relationship with cars and transportation in general. Let us use this moment as an opportunity to create a better, more sustainable future for all.